Massachusetts allows a school to continue with electric shocks. I was shocked to read this headline. I am from Massachusetts, and let me tell you, disclosure, I don't condone this activity. I do not. I don't condone the electric shock of students, or really anybody out there, to be honest with you. There's a few people I wouldn't mind electric shocking, you know. There's a few people in public office that I should be shocked a little bit, but not the kids. Come on, what's wrong with you shocking the kids? What is this, 1880? I don't understand it. Or whatever they shocked kids, whatever year that was. I'm sure. No, you hear stories about these kids, like these old school, I don't know, talk to anybody that's old, really old, they'll tell you that they were hit at school, which is crazy to me. My mom was hit by nuns, she said. Nuns would hit me with a ruler. I'm like, that is insane behavior. Nuns hit you with a ruler. And you went every day? Nuns hitting you with a ruler and you went? Anyways, apparently they're electroshocking people as well. I had no idea, and I'm from Massachusetts, but... Okay, so... apparently, recently, video of electric shock conditioning used inside the Judge Rottenberg Educational Center was released to the public for the first time. Oh, this was in 2012 that it actually... The video was dated in 2012, but they just released it. It showed 18-year-old Andre McCollins being restrained face down, shouting for help from the people around him. He's given repeated shocks which cause him to scream in pain. The footage appears to show him being tortured. The Judge Rottenberg Center is not a rogue interrogation facility in a failed state, however, but it's a facility for children and adults with learning disabilities in Massachusetts. Oh, this is crazy because this is so coincidental, because the other night I was really bored and I watched a documentary about a home for kids with and adults even for mental disabilities in Staten Island, that during the 80s, I guess, that a journalist, Geraldo Rivera, like brought a camera in and showed everybody the awful conditions in this place. Like, it was awful the way they treat these people in these facilities. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. It almost brought me to tears. It was so bad, so bad. And the thing that was in like 1980, to think it's still going on, you gotta be kidding me. My goodness. Well, last week the facility won a legal challenge which will allow it to continue to use shock treatments on its students. How do you win that challenge? How do you win that challenge? Who is in charge of this? A lawsuit was brought by the Massachusetts Governor's Office, which first sued them to stop the practice. But here's the person, I think. But Judge Catherine Fields of the Bristol County Probate and Family Court ruled that the state had failed to demonstrate that this procedure of shock therapy, quote, does not conform to the accepted standard of care for treating individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Wait a minute. Okay, what's up? Oh, yes. Okay, so that's their claim was that they didn't conform to the proper blah blah blah. All right, I'm not making sense here because I'm extremely hungover. This school remains the only facility in the U.S. that is allowed to use electric shocks on children for behavioral purposes, and you have to be kidding me. We should shut this place down. This should be shut down. How does this exist? This is insane talk. Really? Unbelievable. The article goes on to tell you how the electric shock treatment works. In case you don't know, it's called GED, and electric shock is distributed to the patient's skin for up to 2 seconds. And they put the electric nodes on their skin, sometimes on their temples. I mean, you've seen the movies where this happens. I mean, this is crazy shit. I mean, really. I would like to call this place, and I don't know what would happen. I don't know. I just want to do something about it. I don't know. Let's do a Kickstarter. We'll raise money to bring a bulldozer, and we'll just tear this down. Because this should be torn down. I mean, you can't be shocking kids. I don't get it. This is like old school. That's like old school mental approaches. You know what I'm saying? Like when they used to put leeches on people's backs and shit, because they thought that it sucked out the bad energy, and then they would shock them. I mean, we all know the history, right? This stuff doesn't work. I assumed it wasn't practiced anymore. I assumed there wasn't an institution out there operating as though it was 1740. But apparently there is. And embarrassingly, in my home state. Oh, man, I'm so embarrassed. Oh, man, this is awful. Awful. It's weird, and I'm embarrassed.